Well, hello. In this exercise we are going to create a circle in Sketcher. So let's start again with Control N to create a new project or sketch. Then we click on Create Body, Create Sketch in the XY plane, and we click OK. Right. At this moment, this is what we have in front of us. So if we want to create a circle, we go to the circular tool there. That's the circular tool, and we click on it, and we can draw a circle anywhere we want. Like for instance, that way you'll see I click where I want to start and drag it outwards until I get to a point where I'm happy, and then click again to fix the size of the circle. So at this moment we have a circle, and this circle have 3 degrees of freedom. Now let's see if we can figure out what the 3 degrees of freedom is. First of all, if you click on that thing, you can move it up and down. That means you've got the vertical position, a horizontal position, left and right, and then the size of the circle is the 3rd degree of freedom. So if we want to constrain the circle, we have to work with those 3 degrees of freedom. So let's first of all, we'll create this one right there or somewhere, and click on the origin point of the field and of the worksheet, and then on the center of the circle, and we have options now. We can constrain it to that position like this. So okay, this is how far it's away from the origin point, and let's make it 30. Then it's a nice round number, and now we can move the circle, I believe, up and down, but we cannot move it left and right. That's the first thing that we've done. Okay, so fine, it's 30 millimeters away from the origin point. Next we can click on that one and that one again, and we can create a vertical position for that thing, and say okay, let's make it 30 also for now. So now we've constrained 2 positions of this, so you cannot move the circle around anymore. As you can see there, it won't move anyway. Okay, let's just move the circle a little bit to the center of the screen where we can see what's going on, and that side. The only thing that's left is to constrain the size of the circle, and we can do this with this little guy. So we'll select the size of the circle, and okay, sorry, we select the size of the circle, and we can say okay, 22. Let's just make it 20 for now. That's fine. And you can see your circle is constrained. Well, that is easy enough. It's pretty easy to work with circles. So there we go. We've got a constrained circle of 20 millimeters or 2 centimeters, and it is 30 millimeters away from the origin in the horizontal and vertical position. The question is, what can we do with this? So let's go back and we close this thing on, since it's fully constrained. We close it, and we've got the circle there. So instead of just padding it like we always do, just padding it, let's use something like revolution and see what happens. Oops, look there. Now we've got a revolution going on there, which look totally different from what we are used to. So we can say okay, on this revolution let's change it, and if you start changing the angle of revolution, look what happens. This is a very interesting thing. You can change the size to a half circle or increase it to a 3/4 circle or something like that. Okay, so let's leave it at the 3/4 circle at 270 degrees, and we'll say okay, we can do that. Let's see. There's just you can look at different size of it. Vertical sketch position, it shows you where it goes, so that's no problem. It's easy enough. So let's leave it there, and we click OK, and we go back to model revolution. There we are, and we're back in the sketch again. This is what we did. Okay, so that's fine enough. That's easy enough to do. Okay, so as you can see, we are working the same with all the stuff at the moment. So we've got the origin, position, the sketch. If we want to enter the sketch, we just double click on the sketch and we're back in the sketch. We can change the sketch, so let's just change this 20 to say 50, make a bigger one, recompute, and that makes it a little bit more difficult, so you get this distance to be a little bit of a problem for you. Okay, so there we go. Let's go there, we zoom a little bit out, still there. Now we're just 100 millimeters. As you can see, we can change these positions in the sketch. We can close this again, and there we are. Now it's a bigger circle or revolution. You can go back to revolution, and you can see that's your revolution. Rotation increments 15 degrees, translation. Let's just do this a little bit and see what happens. Okay, so your revolution increments is how far it's going to change when you make a click. Okay, there we go. There's our angle. We can again change the angle here, so you can see we can say it's 300 degrees now. Enter, there you go. So this is what we do with a circle under conditions that we want to do a revolution. However, we probably don't want to do a revolution of this, so I'm just going to click delete on this. We're back in the sketch. We still have our circle, and we still have our body and our circle, so we can just extrude it like this. There we go. So now we've got that one, and we can lift it up to 20 millimeters instead of 10, which makes it fun. We can let's see, do a taper angle for it. Look there, taper to the bottom side, and if we go to the negative way, it will taper to the upside like that. It's very cool. We can leave this one to, let's say, 0, and we can do 2 dimensions of this. Now look what happens if I do 2 dimensions. I've got taper angle on the first one. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do the length of this one, increase to say 30, enter, and you've got a way different padding there. So we've got the length of the second padding, length of the first padding, and the taper angle of the first one. There is no taper angle in this one, so I'm going to change the length of this angle. Okay, let's do this. Okay, the length of one, and you can see what happens with this thing all the time. So there you go. Now it's a longer length. Okay, so this is the basic of working with a circle, and we'll leave it at that for now, and we'll continue in the next video with the next part of this. Thank you.